Bill, he just put us on the Hollywood Square, so we must be ready. Okay,
right.
I'm going to call the meeting to order of the Community Enhancement Grant Committee. And let's just do a quick roll call.
All right. Commissioner McGriff,
Present.
Commissioner Smith,
Here.
Commissioner Morrow,
Here.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Here.
Lori Wilson.
Lori Arinello, actually.
Oh, that's correct. Jeff still have us. Lori Arinello.
Here.
All right. Thank you.
So we have just one item. Actually, we have, do you want us to do the minutes now first? Get that out of the way.
Yes. Why don't we go ahead and do that? Appreciate so as I said, we were recently informed by our city recorder team that there were a couple of past minutes that hadn't been approved. So we're going to go back and have people had an opportunity to review there were two meetings, one from 2018 and one from 2019.
Yes, I did review them. So everybody else had a chance to review them?
Yes.
Okay, so can we have a motion to approve the minutes of March 21st, 2018 and the minutes of February 28th, 2019?
So moved.
So moved.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Smith, seconded by Lori. I want Arinello to approve those minutes as noted. Just all those in favor signify, just raise our hands. So we'll just do it that way. Oh, yeah, now I'm okay. I was on twice. Yeah, okay. None. There's nobody opposed and we have no abstentions. Okay, so they're passed. All right, so we got that business out of the way. So let's go with the proposed projected program cash flow and proposed enhancement evaluation tool.
Turn it over to you, Mr. Zook, to give the team updated financial information about the enhancement grant program.
Okay, thanks, Ann. Good evening, committee members. In your packet, item number 4 is the cash flow projection for the upcoming fiscal year. The projected beginning balance at the end of basically as of July 1st, 2023, the upcoming fiscal year would be about $704,000. And that's with, full year's worth of Metro Enhancement Grant receipts and an assumption that no other grant expenditures will be made. We know that Ann's got the latest and greatest on the unawarded funds that have yet to be distributed to the grantees. And so from that $704,000, if you look at the projected expenses fiscal year 2024, it says distributed grants awarded in FY22 and or FY23 that requested extensions. If everybody spent all their money either by the end of June 30 or everybody's granted an extension, all of the awards that have already been awarded would result in another $155,000 that would come out of that 704. And then coming up in the next month, this committee is planning to award approximately $300,000. That's the New Year's award, fiscal year 2024. And then program management expenses of $40,000. Surplus funds on hand at the end of 2024, 209, and then you bring in the projected revenue for 2024 of $350,000. So one thing to note is that obviously we're projecting a little bit more revenue to come in than what's being awarded. That's a decision by the economic development staff. At the end of all of that calculation, it's anticipated that the end of the 2024 fiscal year would be about a $560,000 balance of Metro Enhancement Grant funds that would be on hand unawarded. So that's the cash flow projection. We obviously have, applications are still coming in for the next award cycle. So we'll see how that pans out as to how much of the next year's awards are actually issued. So I'd entertain any questions on that. If that's simple enough, we can go forward.
For the minutes, noted that Councillor Lewis has joined us.
My apologies. I
That's
messed
okay.
up with the link.
Yep, that's all right. We all messed it up.
Yep, no apologies necessary. We appreciate everyone's patience with having us switch over. Thank you.
Okay, no questions about the cash flow and the budgeting?
Mike Mitchell has a question.
Go ahead, Michael.
So is the $300,000, is it within the purview of this committee if on grant night we feel that there could be somewhat more money than that issue? Do we have that authority?
Yes, you do.
Okay, thank you.
Was there a cap on of $50,000 for the last minute? Is that what I read?
Yes, that's correct. The most an applicant can request is 50,000.
Okay.
You recall, we've always had a limit. All right. Anything else on that? Okay, so who's going to be on tap to explain the proposed revision to the evaluation tool scoring sheet?
Well, I'm happy to do that and
Perfect.
want to take some time today. So as you'll remember, for the past 2 years, we've had an automated system where as you put in your score, it goes into an Excel spreadsheet and you can see in real time the awards that have been, what the running totals are, and you can see that night when you get together what the scores are for each of the applicants. So that's a great system, and we're going to continue to do that. What we would like to propose is that we integrate a few more of the questions that are in the actual application form. And so there's 2 things I want to share with folks. First thing I'm going to share with you is what the Thank you for allowing me to share.
So you're assuming that we went in and looked at what the projections were when we put our, once I put mine in, I never looked at it till we could.
Steve, I think you need to either make me the host again or allow me to share screen.
Is he there? Oh, Steve.
Well, if here's what's going on. The questions that were proposed last year, and if you can open up the information that I sent you, what I'm trying to open is something that I shared with you, which is the draft evaluate. It says it's the 23-24 grant evaluation tool, which is a PDF that went out in an email to you on May 15th. Are people able to access that?
Yeah.
Is that something people are able to access?
Does everybody have it?
Yeah.
Okay, thumbs up, yes. Okay.
All right, perfect. So thank you. So we've got 6 questions here, and the questions are taken directly from the application that each applicant provides. So the first one is they tell us which of the 10 enhancement grant goals they are, and it can be 1 or more. And it's up to us, based on the applicant's description of their project, does this project respond to the selected enhancement grant goals? and then you give it a score of 1 to 5. And I'm just going to read through them, and then we can go dig in for discussion. The second question, describe why this, it comes from the application. Describe why this project was selected and the community needs to which it will respond. And as an evaluation committee, we fill in, does the applicant adequately explain why this project was selected and the community need? And we fill in a score of 1 to 5. The third question, how will the community benefit from your project? What is the estimated number of people affected and the anticipated outcomes? Now, to turn that into a 1 to 5 vote, does the proposed project positively impact the community based on what the applicant has described? Please rank that 1 to 5. And I'm just going to just read the next 3. Stop me if you have a question.
Just have a minor typo on 4.
Oh, thank you.
Managing.
Yeah. Thank you.
I always forget the A too, so it's, spell check.
So the question for the team, what you'll be ranking 1 to 5, has the applicant sufficiently described the team's ability to successfully, manage the proposed project? Number 5, from the application that they give us, describe the measurements you will use to assess the program's or project effectiveness, and be sure to describe the goals, changes, or noticeable benefits that will come about as a result. To turn that, we were saying, do the proposed measures effectively gauge the project's impact? Score that 1 to 5. And then finally, the 6th question is in reference to the budget that each applicant provides. Does the applicant have sufficient resources to successfully implement the project within the required time frame? Select a score of 1 to 5. The reason we're proposing this new structure is that it allows the Enhancement Grant Committee to consider more of the information that's in each proposal. So wanted to give you the opportunity to look at this tool, obviously, before you get the proposals. So you have the chance to look it over and be familiar with the questions. And then if you have any questions about this evaluation tool, to let us know.
I have a question about number 4. I think I know what the wording is supposed to be, but it's just a little awkward. So briefly describe prior experience managing similar projects, including your organization's. And is there a word missing there?
Yeah, that is a little awkward, isn't it?
Your organizations and any past, it could be a past enhancement project or other similar project.
Or other similar projects. Yeah, that's good. We can definitely clarify that.
So, I mean, for what I'm thinking of is, the Greater Oregon City Watershed Council. Well, they've had a number of grants and they have experience in, doing a project of that type, and they, replanted and put in logs and did all these other things. And so that would be, something that if I was them, I would be writing about the past experience and the success of that project, and how this project, is similar but different, and how it meets the criteria. So I think that's what you were trying to get at there, but it was there were some words missing.
Yeah, that's a good clarification. Okay.
And do you want to say in number 3, we're talking about the Oregon City community, because obviously this is an Oregon City based grant. So the community could mean, to someone who's not familiar, could mean something else. And I don't think we mean, Multnomah County.
Yeah. All right. I can add in Oregon City community.
So in other words, in In item 3, in the yellow, I think that's yellow,
Mhm.
Yeah, it is yellow.
does the proposed project positively impact Oregon, the Oregon City community based upon the applicant's description, project's description, or applicant's description?
Well, it's also there in the yellow and then, you know,
Right, the one above in the non-yellow is how it appears exactly on the application,
Asian, yeah,
right? And then the yellow is
the evaluation
putting
part.
it, exactly,
Right.
that's correct.
That makes sense.
And I have a clarification question on 6. It says, does the applicant have sufficient resources to successfully implement the project within the required time frame? Am I assuming correct in that they will be presenting their funds on hand at the time prior to the award, or are we thinking the award sum should be sufficient to cover that?
Well, they have a match, remember?
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So that's what they mean, you know, if they don't have sufficient funds to do the project, then they won't even make it to this application, to the
Okay.
evaluation tool, because,
Okay. So if they haven't matched, it's
Yeah.
null. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
yeah.
Well, I
isn't it
think in
based
the
on-
past, oh,
Go ahead.
sometimes it's been a plan on how they were going to procure the match. And I read that question to be, is their plan solid? Do they have a track record where we believe it?
Okay.
Yeah,
Michael?
Just a procedural question, since I haven't been through this before. I'm assuming that we're given their written application prior to meeting night.
Absolutely.
yeah, thank you for that question, Michael, I appreciate that. So the deadline is June 1st. I see you have your hand up, Commissioner Marl, but I'm just going to answer the question. And you'll have everything 7 or 8 days ahead of time to review. So you'll have a full week or 8 days to review prior to when we meet on the 14th.
Great, thank you.
And each applicant during the award meeting will make their a short presentation about their project. And you'll have an opportunity to ask questions and that type of thing.
Anna, go ahead.
Thank you. I know that it's too late for this now, but for a technical fix moving forward in future years, that's not the current Metro Council or the current Metro logo. So on the application
Oh,
itself.
gosh.
So that would be good to have updated for future use.
Thank you.
I was trying to think why I even have anything with the logo on it. Anything else?
Will the scores, I take it from everyone, be reviewable when we get together, or is this
Yes.
just your own personal? Okay.
You'll review it on your own as we've done in the past, and then we'll come together and have a discussion about it. I thought, correct?
That's right. And so in addition, I will send everyone an electronic version, an electronic version of each grant. You'll get the electronic spreadsheets that have the scoring. So those questions will be on a spreadsheet. And so as you type in your answer, it gets automatically populated. So that does allow you to, if you feel like you need to adjust your score or based upon the applicant's information that they share with you that night or response to a particular question that you have, you can change your score and it all gets calculated in real time.
So you're saying we're going to have the spreadsheet on the tablets or on the computer or whatever? Is that what you're saying?
You'll actually have a link to the spreadsheet, which will be in the cloud, basically. And so
While we're at the meeting? I know we'll get it beforehand.
wherever you have that link, whatever device you have, that you want to access that link, that'll pull up right in whatever device you have.
Okay, so no, the question is that Lori was asking about, you said something about changing your score. So if we've already put our stuff in and you want to change your score at the meeting, how are we going to be able to do that?
Well, I thought because if you do have access to that device,
While you're at the meeting?
I believe that's correct, because it's all, or you can let me know if I have a misunderstanding, Matt, but if people at the meeting are able to update their score.
Yeah, last year there were a few that didn't have a completed scoring because they wanted to hear from that. So it would probably require, switching back and forth between your Zoom meeting and the Excel spreadsheet. But you can have that open on the same computer that you're participating in the meeting. And then after you've heard the presentation, you can switch back to your spreadsheet, drop your scores in or modify your scores. And I get to see it real time on my end so that I can then pull up the entire scoring system when everybody's done and reveal the ranking basically.
Okay, so I'm behind the 8 ball. I'm assuming we are meeting in person to review the applications with the applicants. I was not assuming we would be doing this online.
Yes. The meeting is June 14th and we'll be meeting in person.
Okay, so that's what I'm trying to figure out, how we're changing our score. I'm not taking my computer with me to the
Okay.
meeting.
That's fine.
So
Yeah,
I just want to make sure that the spreadsheet that we're going to be putting our scores in, if it's printable, because I don't do it. I wait until I review everything and then I put my scores in last.
Mhm.
So I would do it by hand first.
Yeah.
Because I don't trust myself to do something on that in real time and screw it up. So
We usually have a break, and in the past we've just written, handwritten notes to change the scores if we've made a change. So that can be done over the break.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll have my laptop. And so if we're in person, you hand me, a written document, I can drop those in very quickly. I think I was recalling my first experience with the Metro Enhancement Grant, which was during COVID, and we were doing everything electronically. So either way works fine for us. So
yeah, well, as long as I can make a printable copy of the spreadsheet to do by hand at home when I'm evaluating them, then I can populate it into the system after I've finished it.
sure.
And I
That's
will
why
say too that
I always use pencil because I can erase it.
Especially number 2.
Yes. Actually, no, this is yes, it is. Very correct. Yes, it is a BIC number 2.
And I do know that some people prefer to have a paper copy of the proposal so you can take notes and you can read through it. And that's totally fine. I can get those to you. I can either print them out and have them in City Hall, or I can deliver them to wherever you want me to deliver them to. So that, as well as getting an electronic version. I know Commissioner O'Donnell likes to have a paper version as well. So if anybody who wants a hard copy, just let me know.
Any other questions about the scoring sheet? Any other additions we want to make to that? Sounds like we made some good suggestions. And I think that's pretty much it, isn't it? Just wait for the applications to come rolling in.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes, Mike.
Michael.
So I went on the city website today to see who the citizen members were. And
We're missing one.
on there, it appears there we're missing 2. Is that true?
There are 2 vacancies on this group. Yes.
Okay. And so I assume we're not going to be able to have time to fill those before.
No, you won't have the time.
Well, that's kind of unfortunate. I would have liked to have seen more citizen representation. So hopefully next year we won't make this mistake again.
Well, I don't think it's a mistake. I think it's just we had a whole series of committees and things that were sent through Jacob's office for review. And I thought we still had 2 of the people on here. Were their terms up?
Yes, their terms were up. I think it was William Gifford.
Yeah, I knew his term was up.
His term was up, and I know the city recorder put out a request for applications to join, And my understanding, was no response.
Okay, because I thought he had done that. I knew Williams was the only term up, and we had, what was the other woman's name that was here last year?
Corey Ellis?
Yes. And so she was her term up as well?
Yes.
Okay. So I kept thinking somehow or another, I thought she might have wanted to continue, so. Okay, well, we'll get that done.
Yeah, so it wasn't an error, it was just that we didn't have anybody, we didn't have any responders.
You didn't have any applicants.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Is there any further business?
No, the primary purpose was to we're trying to simplify that evaluation tool while incorporating more information that the applicants provide. So I appreciate you walking through that with us.
Will you send out another draft, just another version of it, the updated version, so we can all take just one more shot at it?
Yeah. And we'll make sure the link works. I don't know what happened to this one, but
Well, it's out of your control.
yeah, life is interesting on Zoom. But then again, we don't have to worry about it since we'll be in person anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, there's a quote, when you control the mail, you control information. So there you go.
Well, I do have.
Obviously, we don't control the information.
Well, I do have everybody present. I wanted to run something by the group. We will have, the deadline that the current year's enhancement grant recipients have until May 17th to let us know if they're going to require an extension. I do talk to everybody at least on a quarterly basis as per our agreements with each organization. But as the 17th has been approaching, I've been starting to get requests. So we will have 4 requests for extensions. And we will also have, as I said, between 12 and 15 proposals to consider. So my question to this group is, do we want to meet any earlier than 7 o'clock? Because anticipation of this could be a 3-hour meeting.
I vote
We're
yes.
going to get the extension requests earlier, aren't we? We'll be getting those along with the packet.
Yes.
Well, it's up to the group.
I'm up for meeting earlier.
Me too.
What's earlier?
6?
6 o'clock.
6.
And our folks, is everyone comfortable with 6 o'clock?
Mike, you're okay with that?
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
And thumbs up. Okay. All right. Terrific. I will let everybody know. And again, that will be at City Hall. And great.
Christine Lewis has a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, with moving that time, I will be coming from a meeting that ends at 6 in Portland. Please get started without me. I will leave that meeting 10 minutes early, but I will be at your meeting 15 minutes late.
Do you want to say 6:30? Would that?
I mean, I feel like I don't want to burden what could be a very long meeting. If we're going to go through extensions one by one, if we can make it kind of a consent agenda and a slate, like maybe that'll go faster. But just if we're going through them one by one, go ahead without me.
Yeah. And I should note once again, I think I already told Ann this, I will be in, technically I will be in the air during our meeting. I'll be flying home from Chicago.
They'll let you do that on the plane?
I'm not doing it on the plane.
Oh,
That's why we save these Excel spreadsheet in the cloud.
Right.
So
Well,
that much closer to it.
the water meeting that I'm going to starts on the 11th. I'm leaving the 10th because my first class is on the 11th. I have class 11th, 12th, and 13th, and I'm flying home on the 14th. So.
All right.
Unless Mr. Parno says that I have to stay till the 15th, so I'll have to check in with him. But that's my tentative plan right now, so I may be there or I may not be there, so.
In absentia, did we have a vice chair that could chair the meeting just in case your internet isn't working as expected?
Well, Mr. Mitchell is the commission president, but since he's not really been through this before, it's up to Mike if he wants to try to do it. I would probably ask, if he doesn't, I would ask Commissioner Smith to run through this. So, but I'll let you know well before I leave whether I'm going to be there or not. So,
I was afraid you were going to be in staying up late. I know you're going to be in a different time zone, but
well, staying up late's not the problem for me. It's getting up early that's the problem. So you're not doing it at 6 a.m. All right, being no further business, we will adjourn then. Thank you, everybody, for Zooming in, and thank you for, again, it's not your guys' fault that the Zoom link didn't work. That's out of your control.
All right. Well, we appreciate everyone's time and input. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.